sealed area. Is this like the area under Gransel? Or is this a different sealed area? Because it looks like the area that was under Gransel. Also, hello everybody, it's Sephiroth1204 for another episode of... Trails in the Sky 2nd Chapter. The title is literally above the screen there. Brought to you by MuchGames.ca. In the last episode, we were bamboozled. We completed the prologue, and also got a look at some of our cast of villains. Now it looks like Father Kevin is, I don't know, looking at something. Ay, Dios! That was one heck of a trip! If it's much further, I think my legs are gonna pop off. Well, you can relax now. Yay, Captain Schwartz! This is the lowest floor of the sealed area. Wait, really? Ah, thank the goddess. If you told me we were only halfway down, I think it'd be flown off to meet her right about now. Really, Father Kevin, you're being a little too humble. I can tell you're extremely well trained for a priest. If you were not, I doubt you would do the job you do. Kazing, read like a book. Children's book at that. Well, it's no big if you figure it out. We're close to the von Oslis family anyway. Now, speaking of my job, that thing of the mayor of Ruan had. The Kronos Rod. In accordance with our pact, it's being kept safely secured using the prescribed methods. We can hand it off to you whenever you wish. Perfect, thanks! So anyway, the thing we discussed earlier, mind showing it to me? It's down here, right? Yes, follow me. Yeah, man. Memories. Oh, boy. Well now, would you look at this? I imagine even the church will have difficulty deciding what to do with this, yes? This sort of artifact isn't so much big as it is gargantuan. You mind if I take a closer look? As you like, the Queen has given her permission. Please, if you understand any of this, share your thoughts. So, this is the Ring Guardian that was in the report, huh? It's kind of similar to the archaism excavated in Calvard, but... I wish I could have seen it moving. And this... It was a battle and a half. This thing's an artifact from the last years of the ancient Zemurian civilization, which makes it at least 1,200 years old. It's clearly the core of the structure, but there's no clear indication as to what it actually does. Analysis of artifacts seems to be impossible with modern tools. They work on the same principle and energy as an orbment, but their internal structure is entirely different from an orbment's. That's what Professor Russell told us, at least. The church refers to these as gifts from the goddess given too early. And over there is... So just after the Black Orbment you called the Gospel was used, all the giant pillars that were in here were set into the floor? Yes, all 4 pillars set into the floor like this one. Even 2 months later, we're not even sure what it means, if anything. Okay, so a seal on the Oriole, a Gospel was used, and then a device in here spoke of device towers and a second barrier. I think I'm starting to see what kind of system is at work here. System? What system? There's nothing else here. Well, call it gut instinct at this point, but I think this is some sort of gate. Gate? Bingo. Call it a gate on the trail that leads to the goddess's treasure, and the thing that opens it is a black key called a Gospel. If you think about it like that, the Oriole being AWOL makes a lot more sense. But where's this trail of yours then? This is the lowest floor. According to the professor, the ruins extend no further. Think a little less literally. It's not a trail you see with your eyes or normally walk. Could be the septium veins that run through the earth, or maybe some route we can't even imagine. But that's where we'll find a clue that will lead to the Oriole. Chapter 1, Sneaking Shadows. Interesting. I really like that this is just picking up right where the game left off. I mean, it had to be because of the cliffhanger, but still. I enjoy remembering things is what I'm trying to say. Also, Gransel. It took us all game to get here. See, I remember the music. Phew! Being on an airship over half a day is kind of tiring, huh? I know how to stretch our legs, though. Let's report to the completion of our training and duty readiness. Oh. Estelle, hello? Oh, yeah. You're right. We should go say hi to Elnan. Hey, are you... Estelle, you got a case of the nerves, don't you? Yeah, I do. I don't know why either. I didn't feel this way at all before I went to training, but now... Somehow thinking that I'm really going to be a full bracer now is making me really, really antsy. I get it. You're trembling with excitement, I bet. Excitement? Huh? You've grown way, way stronger over this past month, Estelle. And not just in, like, the whacking stuff of the stick department. You're more knowledgeable, careful, you make better judgments. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves here. And now you're about to start hunting down the mystery creepos who want to doom us all or whatever, and you're going to bring Joshua back. I bet that's, all that's only just now sinking in for you. Huh. Yeah, when you put it that way, that is how I'm feeling. I'm such a dimwit. I'm like a mountain climber who didn't even bother looking up at how big the mountain was before her is. Having second thoughts about climbing it? No way, if anything, I'm even more fired up now than I used to be. No matter how big a mountain is, you can only climb it one step at a time anyway. Even if I have to crawl, I'll reach the top no matter what. That's more like it. Okay, are we gonna head over to the guild? Yeah, let's go. Okay. Oh, we just go right there. Hey, buddy. Ah, I see. Both of you have done well. Well then, here's a reward based on your performance during training. Huh? We get paid for training? Not that I'll complain, but are you sure? Naturally, it's a part of your job after all. It won't be a problem as long as you put your new skills to good use for the guild. Right, I'll do my best. Yeah, payment for general training. BP 2 and plus 9. Wow, okay. Yeah, we had a lot of choices we could make over the course of the entire prologue. And I screwed a couple of them up. But, 11 BP is nice. Current rank is Bracer G-Class. It does seem like you two had quite a fulfilling training period. You even carry yourselves differently. It was, I learned a lot. If I ever get the chance, I'd love to go again. I'm glad to hear it. Speaking of which, Kurt and the others are made at the training grounds, correct? Yeah, Kurt and Grant are doing some expert level stuff, I think. They said they won't be back for a while. I think I get what Elnan is poking at, though. The guild's down to 3 full-skilled bracers now. We're gonna be really busy from now on. And on top of that, Cash is still devoting all his time to the military, right? Oh yeah. If I remember right, he's currently working at a Leston Fortress. Cassius Brigadier General Bright has been welcomed back into the army and is now a head of military command. He's essentially the head of Her Majesty's Royal Army at this point. Whoa. What? He's the head of the army now? I thought General Morgan had that position. As I understand it, that was the original idea, but Morgan himself proposed giving Cassius full reign. He seems to be entrusting the future of the army to your father, Estelle. The future? Entrusted to Dad? Well, we're doomed then. Well, I can see Cassius being given that much responsibility, you know? That's gonna mean we're down to our S rank, we're down our S rank hero too, though. I think it's safe to say that we'll have plenty of support from the military from now on. However, at the same time, we have new threats to concern ourselves with. Yeah, no more butting heads with the military. That'll be awesome. Huh? You're right, you mean the society. Did they start to do stuff while we were away? No, they've done nothing obvious, but that is admittedly how they work. What has happened are several strange occurrences over the past month. One example would be the changes in the wild beasts and monsters in various regions. The monsters have changed? Do you mind defining change, Elnan? I hope it isn't what I think it is. Start with heretofore undocumented type of monsters are showing up all across the country. Well, that's convenient. Oh, we put a new game and we needed an excuse to put stronger and different monsters in the same places that had level 5 monsters before, so here it is. Even the existing monsters have become far more vicious and powerful. Travel has become significantly more dangerous. At least they tried. This isn't a bad way, it's humorous. No one has been able to put forward an explanation as to why this is happening. It's almost like we're in a sequel. So every beastie out there is nastier just cuz? Oh man. It's definitely what society's doing. They're trying to turn us all into monster kibble. Calm yourself, Annalise. We still don't have enough evidence to be certain of anything. We do know one thing, though. Things definitely began happening after the Queen's birthday celebrations. That we know for certain. The first reports came in practically the day after. Ah, crap. Oh, don't look so glum. We've actually been formulating a response of sorts, and I'd very much like for the two of you to be part of it. Response? Ah, you two are here already? I wanted to meet you at the port. Shara! And Agate too. This is, the surprise. Welcome back, you two. It's good to see you. You two got back sooner than I thought. I'm really happy to see you too, Shara. And Agate, hi. It's been a while, huh? Yeah, I think the last time we saw each other was during the Queen's birthday shindig. The old man told me about Joshua, you know. I heard you were pretty broken up over it, but you seem back on your feet already, yeah? Yeah, mostly. More to the point though, why are you two together? Good question. I should get a camera. This is like seeing a king penguin. Oh, really? Isn't that rare, you two? Gotta admit, we don't work together that often, Sherazard. Actually, Sherazard and Agate are here to begin a special mission. I asked them to come here today for a specific reason. New party members. A mission? Indeed, they'll be tasked with investigating the Society of Ouroboros. What? Wait, like chasing down their agents and stuff? Isn't that dangerous? I wish it was that exciting. Investigating might be a little too specific, though. We're barely even certain the Society exists at this point. You realize, despite what Cassius says, we're going to be wandering all across Liberl, keeping an eye out for anything resembling a secret society bent on world domination. This is probably not going to be the most exciting job ever, is the point. Oh, I get it. I guess groping around in the dark is the best we can do right now, huh? So, I'm guessing you want us to tag along? Yes, I'd like to assign the two of you to assist Sherazard and Agate. The plan is to have Shara and Agate investigate different areas separately. I would like for them to have a partner, though, just in case the society really is as dangerous as we think it is. Okay, so one of us helps Shara, and the other helps Agate? Exactly. Are you willing to assist? You bet we are! I was gonna go looking for the society on my own anyway, so this is perfect. I want to help too! There's no way I could just sit around with this suspicious stuff going on. Thank you, I'm glad we have the help. Well then, the one remaining hurdle would be team formation. I'd be fine with either of you, really. We all know each other, basically. You two figure out how it'll work out best. Of course you have to push the decision for us. What do you think, Annalise? How should we do this? Oh, well, this might be kind of irresponsible of me, but I think it might be best if you decide to sell, of course. What? You've only been a full bracer for a little while, right? You probably haven't found your style as a bracer yet. So how about using this as a chance to see what kind of bracer you want to be? Annalise. Well, look at you, Annalise. When did you learn to talk like a professional? Leave it to me. Leave it to me. Either way, girl's got a point. Shara and I are the same rank, but the ways we fight are way different. I barely use the arts except for supporting once in a while. I focus more on cutting things down with my sword. And I emphasize speed, the range of my whip, and orbital arts. You can't really go wrong with either of us, I think. Keep in mind that being a bracer involves much more than just fighting, though. Think hard and choose the partner you think matches you best. Huh, well then So I was told that this choice was there was a choice coming up, and it doesn't, like, it's just a perspective thing, but it's not like a game-changing thing. It's just a, like, you know, like I just said, it's a perspective thing. So I'll just go with my gut on this. So Shara, from what I remember, you know, she has the whip and the arts, and Agate was just you know, buff McSlashy. As much as I want to choose Nagito, I think for Estelle, I want to go with Shara. I think they would complement each other well. I had a lot of fun with Shara in my party. I don't know if we're going to be using Annalise and a team Annalise and Agate together, but I think that I'll do well with Charizard. I'll be expecting great things from our newest full bracer mine. I think I made a mistake. So that means I'll go with Agate. I'll do my best, I promise. I'll be counting on you. Anyway, now that that's sorted, the next step is to figure out how we're gonna wander the country looking for shadows. Any thoughts, Elna? Oh, possibly. I would suggest beginning by going to help the regions with the busiest branches. In fact, I just received pleas for aid from the Ruan and Bose branches today. Rather desperate sounding ones at that. That makes some sense with both Garant and Karna being away. Annalise, you're familiar with Bose, right? Well, duh, I am a Bose kid after all. You are a bozo. We'll handle the junk at the Bose branch then. I got some business up that way anyhow. That's right, your hometown is Ravenue Village. Need to make a quick trip home? Something like that. We'll head to the Ruan branch then. Is that alright with you, Estelle? Of course! Man, I wonder how everyone in Ruan is doing. I'll contact the branches ahead of your arrival. Be careful, everyone. Okay. It's a lot of skipping around. Right then, we'll head on out. We'll head out ahead of you two. Yo, Estelle. What? There'll be times when you gotta put your foot down, be stubborn and push yourself, but remember, you're a woman too. You can rely on others and admit your weaknesses. What? What the hell? Are you making fun of me because I'm a girl? No, that ain't it. Damn it, I'm bad at this. Look, men are big dumbos who are too friggin' stubborn to ask for help for their own good 95% of the time. Me, your old man, Joshua, we're all like that. Society kinda expects it, you know? We're all stubborn idiots, for better or worse. You can't change that no matter what you do. My point is, there's no reason for you, a woman, to get stuck thinking like that. Don't forget to ask others for help when you need it. You got a lot of friends out there, make use of them. Agate, I'll remember that, thanks. Oh, showing your soft side for once, Agate. I'll give an A for effort at least. Hold the presses, I need to get my jaw off the floor. Even Agate can be nice to girls, sorta. Ideus does grant miracles. The heck that's supposed to mean? It's a joke, really. Oh, they're gonna be great together. Guess this is a goodbye for now, Estelle. Annalise, thanks for going with me on my training. Sure asked you to come along with me, right? I've been found out like a pie thief in the night. Cher said having someone who didn't know Joshua too well around would help you sort out your feelings. So yeah, she asked me. I thought so. What? Don't tell her everything! Hey, what's wrong with being upfront at this point, right? But the real truth is, it wasn't just that. I did want to train myself too. I really do think I learned a lot by training with you, Estelle. So I gotta say too, thank you, Annalise. Okay, deep breaths. I know you might think that's weird for saying this, but... Huh? I, like to think we're already friends, but, well... I'd like it if you and me, Estelle, became something more. Dot. What? What? Are you saying what I think you're saying? No, don't try to stop me, Shara. I'm serious. I'm absolutely sure about this. It's gonna be best friends. Serious? Oh my. Right here? In public? You've got to be freaking kidding me. Well, I know I'm a couple years older than you, Estelle, but we totally spent about the same amount of time in the guild. And you know what? Age doesn't matter when it comes to something like this. It's definitely best friends. So, what do you think? I mean, I'm really happy and I think my heart is racing in my chest with this kind of surprise, to say the least. Besides, there's some Joshua and there's a kind of issue with a couple of friends, or more than a couple of rather, I don't Joshua, what does he have to do with this? And what problems would there be in a couple of friends if we become rivals? Oh, of course. Rivals? Yeah, we're about the same age, about equal in skill level. I thought it'd help us both to reach even higher, but you don't actually like the idea, do you? That's what you meant. Okay. Oh, no It's unpredictable as always, I see. Not quite the punchline I was expecting. Punchline? Well, if that's what you meant. Alright then. I, Estelle Bright, hereby recognize you as my rival, Annalise Elfried. Consider the gauntlet thrown. In your face, even! Sweet! Alright, step 1. A race to see which of us can reach Agate and share his level first. Bring it, sword brain. I'll leave you here eating my bracer point dust. Oh boy. I do believe we're in some amount of peril, my good Mr. Krosner. Seriously. Nothing scarier than a couple kids charging straight ahead. This is the final boarding call for the Cecilia, bound for Roland. All passengers, please embark immediately. Hey, that's our cue. Oh, Annalise. You are full of heart, but empty of mind. I love you. Alright then, see ya. Remember, you find anything, contact us through the guild. We'll do the same. Of course. See ya, Annalise. Agate, stay safe. Yeah, good luck, Estelle. I'm gonna miss having Annalise in the party. She was fun. But I have a feeling she'll be coming back later. Okay then. Should we finish our check-in and wait for the next Ruan-bound flight? Yes, the ship bound for Ruan should be arriving soon. We could also do some shopping here in the capital, though. It's your first time back in a month, after all. No, that's fine. I can get what I need in Ruan. Let's finish checking in. Alright. The tickets should be available in the lobby of the Landing Port Company building. Let's go! You take care while I'm away. Mama, see you later! Grandma, I want to ride that airship over there! It's the Queen's airship, sweetie. I mean, I kind of want to ride it too. If we ride the next airship, when will we arrive in Zeiss, I wonder? Ticket purchases are handled in the building nearby, thank you. Airship arrival, okay. No, I can't bring dangerous objects. This is my first time riding an airship alone. What? I'm not nervous? Nope, not me. I have a feeling they're not going to let us out. Can we go in here? No. Oh. No, I'm good. Yeah, I didn't think so. This is the airship company's headquarters, right? It's a nice looking building. What a life it is to be named airship passenger. Guy's parents must have hated him. Huh? What's... That's what's his face's Oliver's retainer guy? Really, this is why I cannot stand the pompous imperial nobility. And I thought there were limits to how unpleasant a single person could be. Ha, you took the words right from my mouth. Tell me, why does the Republic even care about the engine provision deal? I did not think LaBelle's internal politics were your plaything. Is it like Marcus or something? It's a matter of international security, of course. It's only been a decade since Ereboni attempted to annex this innocent little country. It's absolutely unacceptable for a haploback nation like yours to lay their hands on such cutting-edge technology. The Republic is a long-standing friend of LaBelle. We won't stand back and allow something that will threaten its interests. Long-standing friend? Some friends you are didn't send them so much as a soldier in the war. You're just pretending to be allies when it suits you while standing back and doing nothing when it doesn't. What did you just... Yeah, that's him. My Lord Ambassador Krana? Krynog? Krynog. I'm gonna call him Cranium. May I suggest we leave the matter here? We do not wish to bother the other customers. But Muller! Oh, Muller, not Marcus, idiot. Ambassador Cochran, may I ask that you back down as well? I thought he was doing the same thing that I was doing and just saying the name wrong, but no. This is a debate that could be handled just as well through the embassies. Very well. I can't say I like hearing that from a member of the Imperial military. Still far better than hearing it from that pompous and gluttonous member of the nobility, I suppose. What did you just... Well, gentlemen, if you'll pardon me.
That insufferable she-wolf? This is why commoners with no history or tradition are, my lord. Oh, yes, yes. I shall return to the embassy. I trust I can leave the other matter in your hands.
As you will, my lord. Is that guy gonna just be the new Duke? What's his face? Hiya.
Estelle, yes? It's been some time since your, help during the festival, I believe.
I'm glad you remember. That was one heck of an argument just now, though. Who are those two, and why are they going at each other like a cat and a dog? The man was an ambassador of the Arabonian Empire to Liberl, Lord Davil Cranium. The woman would be the ambassador from the Republic of Calvard, Elsa Cochran. They head up their respective embassies here in the capital. Oh, I see. So those are the great ambassadors, hmm? How do a pair of whiny children like those two manage diplomatic negotiations, I wonder? Sure,
I wish I could disagree, honestly. To say the Empire and the Republic have been on bad terms would be an understatement at the best of times. On top of that, those two are like oil and water on a personal level. Well, no, the fact that they break into an argument every time they meet shows how similar they are in some ways.
I guess I could see that. Though maybe it's because I walked into the middle of a conversation, but I couldn't understand like half of that. Something about engine provision and Liberal's internal politics? Sorry, I guess I shouldn't ask.
No, I don't mind. It's not really a secret anyway. The engine in question is actually the latest from your own central factory. Once the design is finalized, sample units are to be provided by your airship company to the Empire and Republic both, but we bumped into Ambassador Cochrane when we came by to finalize the details of the deal.
Oh, I get it. Why the big argument about an engine then? The capabilities of an orbital engine directly determine how powerful the ship in question is. Since such an engine can be installed in a military ship, I can see why they'd argue. Oh, now I get it. It'd be a real mess if that engine let the Imperial Army get all powered up. Well, I mean...
No, not at all, it's true. Normally sharing such advanced technology with other countries so freely would be unthinkable, but this is a part of your Queen's plan. Rather than monopolizing a technological edge, she wishes to provide it to the other countries to promote multinational peace. At least, that's her plan as I understand it.
I get it. She did mention something like that a while ago, now that I think about it. It's pretty incredible the Queen is willing to try something like that. Like, it's not just an ideal, you know? It's something that could really change how people negotiate.
Yes, you have reason to be proud of your Queen, I'd say. My apologies, but this conversation has gone on longer than I'd intended. You're here for air tickets, yes? I'll pardon myself here.
Oh, yeah. Say, Miller, about Olivier. Has he gone back to Arabonia recently already?
What? You've not heard?
I haven't really had a chance to see him since the Queen's birthday celebrations, actually. I feel kind of bad about that.
Oh, don't worry, that halfway is continuing to while away his days here in Liberl. He said he was going to visit Elmo Springs, if I remember right.
Oh, okay then. How very like Olivier.
Should he ever bother returning to the embassy, like a responsible citizen, unlikely as that is, I'll let him know that you're asking after him. I'll make sure he at least contacts you before he returns to the Empire.
Thanks, Muller. Thank you, Sir Knight.
Hardly, I should thank you for keeping a lunatic company. Now, if you'll excuse me.
What a serious fellow for a friend of Oliver's. He's obviously an Imperial Army man, but I wonder what his story is. Muller's the resident military officer for the Arabonian Embassy, I think. I've only ever met him a few times myself. He's young, he's got a strong, manly face, very handsome. I'd love to share a bottle of wine or three with him sometime. Hey, let's avoid an international incident, okay? Oh, speaking of international disasters, did you meet up with Olivia after I left? I saw him a number of times in the capital. Come to think of it, he did invite me to Elmo Springs at one point, but I had to decline. What? You mean, he invited you? With him, it's impossible to tell. I was too busy this month to entertain the idea anyway. Normally, I'd have happily abused his wallet for my lodging costs and kept him up all night, drinking, that is. Olivia, I think you dodged a bullet, actually. Anyway, let's go get our tickets at the counter. That was scary, but now I can buy my ticket. Oh man, screaming and fighting in a place like this, how pathetic. I wish people could be more well-mannered.
Those two just now, they look really deadly serious. Seems like they had a fairly high rank too. I wonder who they are.
Well, we'll find out more maybe in the next episode, or just buy our plane tickets and go on to Ruan. Thank you very much for watching. This has been Sephiroth1204 with Legend Heroes Trails in the Sky, second chapter. Goodbye, everybody. Bye-bye.